We are live. We're about to cook some baked ziti. Okay. I've never cooked baked ziti outdoors, but we're gonna do it today. Let's see if we can get this. We got this plasma lighter. See if we can get started with the plasma lighter. I bought a backup butane lighter, but let's see. Got this. Oh, look at that already. Plasma lighter lit right up. It's all electric. Just finished charging this thing too. Some people don't like them, man, but I know you got to charge it. It's not reliable if it runs out of electricity. But you see, it just got this fire started, going fast. Dang. Oh, I gotta make sure I take my cap off before this heats up too much. Okay. All right. That was a close one. All right. While that fire is heating up, let's get some water in here. Get some water in this pan because we gotta boil our pasta. Okay. I don't want to go in the house smelling like fire if I don't have to. Man, let me close this up. Close this up a bit. I think that fire will stay lit. Heating up that flue. We're going in. The smoke is going in the right direction. We don't need that much pasta water. So we're not gonna go too crazy because I buy the purified water. Use what we need, you know? All right, so while this water's starting to heat up, let's see how that flame looking. All right, we need some more oxygen in there. For sure. I mean, that wood is caught already. But yeah, we need some more oxygen in there. Let me see if I can light some more of this up in there. Now I stacked it. You know, I stacked it pretty decent, but I should have kept it lit with the door open. Let's get that plasma light up in there. Light some more of that paper. Okay. That should do it. That should do it. Once we get going, we're off to the races. You know? Making baked ziti. What y'all having for dinner tonight? Y'all let me know what y'all having for dinner tonight. Alright? So it's got the fire lit. We're about to boil some pasta. We are doing rigatoni. We're gonna use rigatoni pasta for the noodles. Alright? We're gonna use the rigatoni pasta. We're doing sausage and ground turkey. Alright. I don't like to eat too much beef. So we're doing ground turkey and Italian sausage. That's what we're gonna use for the meat. Oh, we lit in there. Sheesh. It's going. It's going. So keep that door open a little while longer. Make sure that wood gets really lit like it's supposed to before we shut that door. But yeah, let me know what y'all having for dinner tonight. You know, are y'all cooking? Is the wife cooking? You know, y'all going or you going out to eat? We're doing baked ziti. All right. While that fire is doing this thing, I probably could have or should have stuck some more kindling in there. But we got plenty of paper. Might stick some more paper in there. Stick some more paper in here. Make sure we get this fire going right. Plasma lighter going again. So I got some of this like pine, looks like pine kindling that I bought. That might catch even easier. You put like a piece or two in there. See if we can not stack it. All right. Now usually I usually cut that kindling down some, chop it up into small pieces. I didn't do it today. I was like, I got enough paper here. Hopefully, the paper, I stacked all the paper at the bottom. I'm like, hopefully the paper, burns hot enough to where it just lights that wood, because it was dry pieces of wood in there. So let's see if that does the job. Looks like it might. Prep a few more pieces just in case. But yeah, the water's still getting hot right now. We got a fire under it. I took the cap off. All right, and we're gonna boil that. And then I got the rocket stove right here. Now, the rocket stove, I'm missing 2 of these pieces right here. So I gotta go in the shed. And that's one of the downsides for me with this rocket stove right here, is I gotta get these pieces right here. These pieces came off my rocket stove. So I put 2 back on, but 2 are missing. All right, somebody said let the wood burn. Gene said let the wood burn. Yeah, let the wood burn. I just gotta make sure the flame stays lit, that's all. All right, so I'm missing 2. So I had a remedy, because this comes with 4 of these little pieces to keep a pan stable on top of this. But I'm missing 2 of them. So a pan's not gonna stay stable with 2. Now I got a natural stone that I was gonna put on the other side, and I was able to stabilize this pan right here, but it's not a really good platform. It moves a little bit. So I didn't want to boil water on there when water can move, and if I'm stirring it around, and if I put that rock on there, it's only going to stay on there if the pan is on there. As soon as I move that pan, that rock could slide, and then I could lose all my pasta and all that. So I don't do that. So this might take twice as long to cook, potentially, if I don't use another source of cooking. All right, so while this pasta's heating up, I could be cooking the meat on there. All right, so maybe I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about with this rock. All right, let's put this paper in there just in case we use it, and I'll stack some wood in there, and I'll just cut some kindling. Heard something fall in my shed there. Hope it ain't an animal or nothing. All right, so we got a heavy 12-inch cast iron pan right here. All right, now if I put this on here without anything, because like I said, I'm missing 2 of these pieces, this pan is going to be lopsided. It's not going to stay stable. It's not going to stay on there, right? But I got this natural stone right here. I think it's granite. Now if I put this up here, I can stabilize it to where that pan stays. But I don't know how safe that is. It's probably not safe at all. But I can stabilize it and still cook with it, and the flame will go up. So I'm thinking about using that and cooking like that. As long as I don't stir it too much, maybe if I have my oven mitt, and I use the oven mitt to stabilize the pan, because the handle gets hot on the cast iron, stabilize that and then just cook with it like that. I'm thinking about it. Versus waiting for this hot water to get done and then cooking the meat on there to finish up what I need to do. All right, we're lit. We're off to the races. All right, we are definitely in the building. We can close that up. That wood is definitely lit for sure. I'm gonna stick some more pieces in there. That wood is absolutely lit. We are not going out at all. All right, but I definitely want to stick enough wood in there so we get real hot to boil that water. I don't want to take all night to boil this water. We got some more dry pieces, some red oak. Yeah, oh shit. Yeah, we're using red oak. Okay. Let me know if y'all can hear me. I need to know whether you can hear me on the microphone or not. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let me know if the microphone is good. we're good to close that up. Let's close that up some. All right. All right. Now we need to do some prep. Stick some more of these pieces in there. I got some room. Stick some more of these pieces in there. This softwood right here. All right, I want that wood to burn fast. But let me know if y'all can hear me. I need to know whether y'all can hear me. I'm about to start doing my prep work. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear the microphone? Let me know. Can you hear me? Microphone. Need a microphone check. If y'all can't hear me, let me know. All right. Let's start doing some prep work here. Let's move some of this stuff out the way. All right. Let's see. Got to cut pepper here. All right. It's an orange bell pepper, something light. Okay. Just making baked ziti, man. We're gonna put some onions and peppers in there, and with the meat. Shake out the seeds right there. Now I collect seeds. I'll collect these seeds and grow peppers with them next year. So I see seeds. That's free food right there. That's how I look at it. All right. Got scraps. Okay. It's doing the prep work. Doing the prep work. Now I'm gonna cut up an onion next. Hopefully I'm outside. The onion is not gonna bring me to tears. But yeah, let's get this pepper cut up here. All right, something light, something light. Let's get the next batch right here. Now we're just cooking outdoors. It's summertime. It's nice out. Why not cook outside versus heating the house up? All right, it's a beautiful day. It's like 80 something right now. Maybe drop down to about 80 right now. I'm in the shade, so I mean it's not really sunny over top of me right now, so I'm not feeling like this is unbearable to sit out here doing this. But yeah, it feels good out here. It's cooking outside. Not running up the electricity bill. You know what I'm saying? Let's check on this water here. All right. We got some steam coming up, but it ain't boiling yet. But yeah, that fire's going. That fire's still going. All right. What somebody say? Toilet paper. I don't know what somebody's saying about toilet paper. Like, you mean this live is SHIT? That's what he's trying to say? All right. That fire is going. Okay. I need to know whether y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me on the microphone? If y'all can hear me, just let me know. Give me a thumbs up. If y'all can't hear me, thumbs down, or put it in the comments. Let me know if y'all can hear me or not. But I'm thinking about putting this one on, the rocket stove. Thinking about lighting that rocket stove up. I think I will. If I can start stacking that big ass pan on there. If I can keep that stable. Get this door. I want to get this. It's a big pan. I want to get this door enough clearance so this can stay open. So if I need to stack it more, I definitely need an oven mitt, because once this starts heating up, this piece right here, this piece gets super hot. So if you go to grab it, you gotta touch it with, open it with something else. All right, maybe with something like that. But we got to put some pieces of wood in there. And I don't like the design of this rocket stove right here. Not a fan. Really not a fan. All right. Let me see. How we gonna stack this? This rocket stove is not really efficient. They call it a rocket stove, but it does not operate that much like a rocket stove. You're supposed to be able to. This is where the ash is supposed to come out at. I need to keep that closed too, or to have the ability to keep it closed. But it operates like a damper, so I don't mind keeping the airflow. Maybe if I keep the airflow all the way open, it gives it the airflow that it needs to operate more like a rocket stove. But that's where the ashes come out at, and also it's a damper. But you're supposed to be able to feed it through here, feed the wood through here, and just keep feeding it down, and it's supposed to just keep burning. But it operates better if you feed the wood from the top right here, where the flame is coming out of. That's the only way it operates somewhat like a rocket stove. This version right here, I think this excuse me, this piece right here is too thick. Like if it was thinner, I think that would make it more pressurized maybe with the flame. I'm guessing. I don't know the mechanics on it, or the science of it, to be able to say why it doesn't operate officially like a rocket stove. But I bought it. It looks like a rocket stove. It's called a rocket stove, but it just doesn't operate fully like one. But that fire is going. It's doing good. As soon as we come to a boil, I'm going to hit it with the salt, and then we going in with the pasta. Okay? Hit it with the salt. Boom. Heavy salt, and then pasta, and then stir so we don't get any sticking. When I'm not putting oil in my pasta water. Some people like to put oil in their pasta water. I don't do that. I don't do that. It doesn't work. That method doesn't work. Okay? What are we talking about? All right, thumbs up. Okay. But I need to know, I need to know whether can y'all hear me or not. Is the microphone good? All right. You see, we got some bubbles. It's starting to percolate. Okay? It's starting to percolate. We got plenty of wood in there right now. All right, so we burn it. We running hot. We starting to percolate. All right. I've been putting mainly softwood in there, but I might, as soon as we clear out some space, I think I'm gonna throw a piece of hardwood in there so we get a nice burn, in there, because I'm gonna need that for a while longer in case I don't get this rocket stove going. All right. And to handle the meat, I'm gonna throw on the gloves. We got gloves right here. Handle the meat, and then once I'm done with that, because we're handling raw meat and then handling food that can be eaten raw, we don't want to cross contamination, so I don't want to do that. All right, well, let's get some more prep work. All right, let's prep this onion right here. So we got the peppers prepped. All right, let's put this in our already prepped stuff bowl. We got a bowl, empty bowl right here. This is prep stuff. And this right here, this the pan. This the pan I'm gonna put the baked ziti in, and then we're gonna, after we cheese it down, and then we're gonna dump the hot stuff from here. We're gonna dump the hot wood and the hot coals from here, and we're gonna throw that in oh shit. We're gonna throw that in the regular grill right here that we usually use charcoal in, and then we're gonna melt the cheese like that. We're gonna throw the hot wood in there and melt the cheese in the regular grill. All right. Okay. Let's do it. All right. So let's put our prep stuff in here. We got our prepped peppers. Okay. And the rest of the stuff, I take out the seeds, and then the rest goes in the compost. All right. It's good to have a compost bin. If y'all not tuned in with, composting, get involved. It's a good idea. That's nutrients every year, free nutrients for vegetables that I grow the next year. So I'll save the seeds from the peppers and such, grow peppers, and then all the vegetable scraps and biodegradable mass I put it in the compost, and then I use that to feed the peppers and everything to the next year, and it's a whole system of free food. All right, get tapped in. If you're not involved, you need to get involved. All right, but yeah, I probably got close to like 100 pepper plants growing right now, close to 100, if not more. All right, plenty of other stuff, but definitely the peppers. Since we're talking about peppers, all right. So let's get going on this onion right here. Okay. We're gonna check that water soon because we were already starting to percolate. So that pasta's getting ready to go in soon. So we're gonna have to, keep an eye on that water so we're not wasting time. When that water's ready, we going in. We donking the pasta. Donk them. Let's cut this piece off right there. All right. The rest is good. What we got? Okay. We're not gonna go too crazy on the onion. My kids they're not really fans of the onion, so we're not gonna do too much of that. We're gonna put some in there because they don't notice as much when it's really cooked, and it's gonna get some decent cook on it because we're gonna throw this onion in with the meat when we cook the meat. So I'm just breaking this up. We don't need too much onion. We're not gonna go too crazy on that. Like I said, I like onion. I'm a fan, but the wife and the kids they really not. They'll eat it, if it's like cooked in there good, and it don't taste like raw pungent onion, especially white onion. Red onion is more tolerable. It's a little sweeter. They can tolerate that a little bit better, but fresh white onion, Spanish onion, yellow onion, no go. Not for them. I'll do it, but they won't. And I don't think that's uncommon. I think a lot of people have an aversion to onions. I had to grow to like them. I didn't like them when I was younger, but I'm good with them now. Me and onions are great. Got a good relationship with onions. All right, I think that's enough. I might do another slice because we got a decent amount of meat on going in this that cast iron pan. So let's get this onion in the bowl right here with the peppers. And let me know, y'all, if you're cooking onions and peppers, do y'all like to go in with the onions and peppers at the same time? Sometimes I like to go in with the onion first, let the onion cook, sweat out a little bit, and then go in with the peppers because the peppers tend to cook a little bit faster. And they'll get mushier quicker. Let's check our water. All right, water's starting to boil. We don't got a full boil yet, but let's check this. Let's check this wood right here. All right. Let's check this out. All right, just moving stuff around in there, seeing if we need to add any more. We don't really need to add any more. I want to grab that, but I ain't about to do that. It's just a piece of coal. But yeah, our fire's going good. Our fire's going strong. You see, real strong. Okay, nice. Let's see what we're talking about in the comments. All right. Killer stove, man. Yeah, how long does it last before you have to refill the wood? What wood you using? So right now, I started this stove with softwood. So I started it with, I had some branches I found in my yard, and then I took some softwood. So it's like some pine right here. I had bought a bag from the store one time to do a video, an example, and it's just like some softwood kindling. All right, you see this kindling wood right here? Now, I don't usually buy kindling, but I bought it for a video, and then I busted the bag on accident, so then I never returned it. So I was like, F it, I'll just burn it, whatever. I'll burn it, it don't matter. But we do have hardwood. We do have dry hardwood. So we got some red oak right here. All right, we do have plenty of hardwood. We will be burning the hardwood, but we started with the softwood. And then I got plenty more. I got plenty more hardwood to throw in there. I just have to bust this up. I got to find a way to bust this up. All right, maybe I'll hit it with the axe, but this is really knotty wood. And I done tried a few times to bust this up. I got a few pieces off, but this is a really stubborn piece right here. But we definitely, we got some more pieces of hardwood right here. I'm probably gonna get the saw out, cut these in half so I can stick those in there next. I think that's what I'm gonna do. But I would like to get this pasta going, up and going. But yeah, let me stick a few pieces of this softwood in here and get this rocket stove going. I'm thinking about getting this rocket stove going. Let's see. Maybe if I stick a few pieces in there like that. Oh, this thing almost tipped over backwards. Yeah, I'm on a bad angle also. So this rocket stove is deficient. And it's on a bad angle. No good. Too much rocking. This thing is going the wrong way. Man, it's a bad angle. That's probably a bad idea. Now that I think of it even more. There's just too many variables that's not in my favor to get this going. Too many variables not in my favor. Man, no bueno, right? But I'm a little bit hard-headed. So I think I'm gonna give it a go. But yeah, so how much wood would it take to or how long can wood burn in this box? If it's hardwood, you get a nice burn. You can probably burn with this for an hour or so. It's not a big box, but you'll get coals. It'll burn and you'll get coals for a long time. So it depends on what you're cooking, on how efficient you'll get this to burn for, or how long you'll get it to burn for. So if you don't need like a scorching hot fire for a long time, and flames and boiling, you get a few hours out of it. I done had this on and cooking at night, and maybe stop cooking at maybe like 11 p.m. and I come out in the morning and it's still hot. Box is still hot. So I've had that happen too. So if you got some good hardwood that you put in there, you stack it right. Yeah, you can get some good burn time with that. All right. Should we try this? I'm still thinking about trying it. I'm not sure. Come on now. Let's see. Now, I don't have my long extension lighter to get that lit from the bottom. So maybe I'll turn this into a wick and then try to wick it in there and do it like that. Let's check our pasta water. We need more heat in there. Yeah, we need some more heat. We got plenty of flame. I want some more heat in there. Yeah, let's stack some more wood in there. That wood is dropping down. Let's stick a piece of hardwood in there now. Ooh. And see if we can get another couple pieces of this softwood in there too. Nice piece of hardwood. It takes longer to get lit, but it's going to do its thing. It's going to burn longer. I don't like burning that kindling, that softwood kindling. I use it, but I'm not a fan. Not really a fan. It's not my thing. All right. And we're using the plasma lighter. We're getting everything lit with the plasma lighter today. All right. Okay. All right. We're off to the races. We are off to the races. So I got to get this cap out the way. Close this a little bit. Well, you can see the flame coming up through here. All right, where that rock go? Okay. So we're gonna try this with the rock. Now once I take this pan off, I can't put it back on because this rock is gonna be super hot. Now y'all see, I mean, it's sort of operating like a rocket stove right now. You can see that flame coming up. Y'all see that flame? Yeah, it's doing its thing right now. Not good. But I'm using a natural stone to supplement for one of those metal pieces that I don't have. Hopefully this works out good. Because I'm not going to be able to feed it from the top anymore. I'm going to have to feed it from the feeding port. But this rocket stove over here works best feeding it from the top, not the feeding port. A lot of smoke though. Lots of smoke. So I'm going to have to cut up some more hardwood. So I'm going to get my saw right now. My hand saw. I'm going to cut up some more hardwood. And the axe. Okay. I mean, this thing is looking like a rocket stove right now. If y'all can see that, it looks like a rocket stove. It really does. Let me know. Y'all like the way that look? It looks like a rocket stove right now. All right, let's put the rest of this prep stuff right here, and that one half a piece of onion. Let's keep that covered. All right, let's see what we're talking about. Can y'all see that rocket stove going? Yeah, y'all see that rocket stove going. So y'all can see the wood burning stove and you see the rocket stove. This guy is lame. Yeah, you lame too, my man. I'm cooking outside, man, just doing what I do, man. You think what you want to think while you are watching the lane. How about that one? All right, let's cut this piece right here in half because this not cut down enough for it to fit in that box right there. So let's cut this. It's not the best platform. All right, so we got some more hardwood to work with. Okay, got another piece to cut down. There we go. All right, so we got some more pieces of hardwood to work with for the rest of the meal. All right, so we're good to go in that department for now. This water taking a while to burn right here. We got a good flame going though. Got a good flame. All right. We'll check this handle. Tap this handle right here. That handle start to get hot. We know we're ready to cook. All right. Another thing with this rocket stove, we get ashes and stuff coming out because we don't have a smokestack to catch all that stuff. And it's not a closed box. I'd rather cook with this one right here than cook with this rocket stove, but it is what it is. All right. But yeah, I'm gonna keep that lid on that pan until we're getting ready to go in with the meat that we're gonna cook. Just need some more time to heat up. You see flame coming out this other end right here. Some of that's the paper. Those ashes flying away is the paper. Try to push that down. See that right there? It's a nice flame right there. I mean, it is looking like a rocket stove right now. I can't lie. Sometimes the thing just doesn't operate like one, but right now, it definitely looks like it's doing its thing. So we're gonna keep the softwood going in this rocket stove, and hopefully we can get the meat cooked pretty quickly, and then we put this out. Oh, I don't like cooking with this stove. I don't. Not a fan. Not a fan. And that's probably running too hot for me to cook the meat that I'm cooking. That's really hot. That's gonna cook really fast. It might burn it. I gotta be easy. We could probably stand a switch, right? Boil the water on that one and have the meat over here, because the meat can be cooked at a lower temperature, and the boiling, we want that cooked really hot. But the swaying on that thing, that'll have this thing tipped over. They had this water tipped over, because the water will be swaying back and forth, and that wouldn't be any good. No good, no good. All right, always use a thin pot to warm water or cook on. I mean, the steel pot is good for boiling the water. All right, when you're doing an outdoor cook, all right, it will heat faster and cook faster. I mean, I'm working with what I got to heat the water. I'm not heating water in this one. This thicker pan right here is what I'm gonna cook the meat in. This the pan I'm heating up the water in. It's a pretty thin steel pan. I mean, it's like, excuse me, it's like double insulated, on the bottom or whatever. But as far as boiling the water, I need to boil enough water to cook a box of pasta, a pound of pasta. So, I mean, this is what I've been boiling water in for many years. So using what I got and using what I always use. All right. So just waiting for that to come to a bigger boil. I need a better boil on there so I can hit it with the salt. All right, let's check the handle on this. Not bad, not bad. Okay. All right. I don't have my oven mitt out here at the moment, so if I need to grab it, I'll grab it with this glove right here. This will shield me from the heat a little bit. If I need to do something with it, hold the pan and stir with it. So I'll keep that left hand glove handy right there. All right, so let's open up this meat. We're doing sausage and some ground turkey. because I don't eat too much beef. All right. So let's open up this ground turkey. And I mean, open up the sausage. The ground turkey doesn't tend to have that much fat in it. I got the one that has, it's 85%, so 15% fat. So I'm gonna hit it with the sausage first, get more fat in there. You know, hopefully some of that fat renders, and then we're gonna go in with the turkey. I want that ash. Yeah, we running way too hot. All right, let me get my gloves here. That softwood is a bit smoky. It's dry, but it's still smoky. I think it's maybe like the sappiness from that softwood. I don't like it. I don't burning hot, as you can see, but I don't like it. I see that flame though. It definitely looks like a rocket stove right now. It don't always burn like one. All right, so let's go in with the sausage, and then we're going in with the ground turkey next. All right. Going in with the sausage. Boom. Okay. It might be a little hot for those fats to render like I want, to help lubricate the pan for this turkey. But the turkey's 85%. Oh, my lid. Okay, meat is in the pan. Let's see what we're gonna cook with this one. We are definitely running real hot. Definitely running super hot. No bueno. Check on this water. Come on, this water's taking forever. All right, let's off with this glove. Definitely gotta keep this meat moving over here, because we will absolutely burn and scorch this. I gotta go get my oven mitt. That heat is going to emanate through this glove right here fairly quickly. Gotta keep this stabilized or this pan is gonna go kaput. So it's essentially 4 pounds of meat in this pan. That's I mean, it's a lot. I'm not usually cooking this much for a baked ziti, but whatever I need, I'll use. Whatever I don't, I'll bring in the house. Just breaking up some of this sausage so we can spread that sausage out. Okay. And I like to switch utensils. Like once the meat starts getting to the point to where, you know, you don't want raw meat back in the pan because you're getting a lot of that, the rest of it's cooked, I switch utensils. I don't like cooking with the same utensil that I'm stirring raw meat with and I'm stirring cooked meat with it. Like, no, it just don't make sense. And, you know, either wash it or get a new utensil. So, we're doing good now. We still got plenty of heat. We still operating like a rocket stove, but because we got all this meat in this pan, we decreased that temperature on this pan, and now we're cooking at a more reasonable temperature right now. So we're doing okay now. We're doing okay. All right, so now we're gonna season this meat right now. All right. Let's go in with some salt. That damn smoke in my face. All right. Maybe a little bit more salt. Okay. We're gonna go in with some pepper. Not too crazy on the pepper. My kids don't really like it too spicy. All right. We're gonna go in with some granulated garlic. I don't mind putting a nice amount of granulated garlic in there. All right. I left the Italian seasoning in the house. Now I got fresh basil in the back. If I was so inclined to cook with some fresh basil, but I don't really care for fresh basil right now. But yeah, I got plenty of fresh herbs, man. I got thyme. We got thyme growing, rosemary growing, basil growing, cilantro. We got a bunch of fresh herbs growing. I could go pick them fresh instead of putting in all, you know, a bunch of dry ingredients. I don't have to do that. Oh, I'm definitely gonna have to go get the oven mitt because I'm not even gonna be able to take this pan off of here when it's done if I don't get the oven mitt. That's a problem. But I want to be able to put that lid back on there, so I'm gonna have to go in the house, wash off that lid that fell, and then grab my oven mitts while I'm in there. All right, so we cooking, we doing our thing. Just breaking this up, get a nice even cook on this. So now we're like partial, you know, we're like halfway cooked maybe. So now I'm going in with the onions and peppers. Now's when I do the onions and peppers right now. All right, halfway done. I don't want this lid to fall. All right, let's put our ingredients right here, our veggies. Veggies going in. Okay. Looking like something now. Let's mix this up. I'm gonna just let that. I gotta go get that lid, man. That lid needs to sit on top of this and keep a lot of that heat in there. And once this meat is pretty much cooked, I'm gonna taste test it, see what else it needs. Cook must taste the food. Cardinal rule in cooking: cook must taste the food. All right, we got some boil on that water. That water's boiling. All right, we're in business. All right. So what are we doing now? The water is boiling. Finally, it took forever. All right. Lid coming off. Oh, I gotta see which one of these sides can hold up that lid good. No good. All right. Just gonna sit it like that. Let's check this box. All right. That hardwood it's gonna cook slow. Hardwood's gonna burn slow. Let's hit it with the salt. Pasta getting ready to go in. Hit it with the salt. A little bit more. Get that a little stir. And we're going in with the pasta. I'm doing dry pasta today. We're not doing fresh pasta. Rigatoni. We're doing rigatoni. Okay? Fresh box, 1 pound box of rigatoni. Cool. Ooh. Tripping over that tarp. Okay. Let's get that a nice stir. And then we're gonna put that lid back on and stir every couple minutes. Make sure we're not getting any sticking in there. All right, we're gonna get one more stir on this meat here before I go. All right, before I go wash that lid, because I need that lid. I want that lid on top of here. Oh, something fell off. Food falling out the pan. I got too much in here. All right, so far so good. Taking a gamble cooking on this rocker stove with that piece of rock right there. All right. Probably could have stood to put some more veggies in there, but it is what it is. I need to go wash this lid. Let's see what we're talking about right now. All right. All right. If you don't eat much beef, try out some bison. It's healthier than beef and lean. Okay, I'll definitely check that out. All right. Turn up the heat, bro. Cool stove. All right. So I need to check the heat on the rocket stove because the rocket stove was doing good. Look, see, this thing works as a rocket stove. It just burns really, really fast. The wood burns super fast. Somebody was right on saying turn up the heat on that rocket stove. So hopefully we got enough coals in there that wood'll light right up. Cause you definitely gotta keep that heat going. You know, good thing somebody said something. And it's all softwood I'm burning right now. So I think the rocket stove burns actually more efficient with softwood, but it just creates more smoke. Hopefully that lights. We'll see. Let's see if that lights. And in the meantime, I gotta go wash this lid and go get the oven mitt so I can be able to take that pan with the meat off. All right. But yeah, let me know what y'all eating tonight. You know, what y'all making for dinner, or what are you having for dinner? What's the wife making? Whoever does the cooking, what are y'all having? And if y'all make baked ziti, do you do it differently? All right. I know you didn't see the whole meal or the method on how I'm cooking it, but let me know if you do baked ziti differently than what I'm doing. I got my lid. Just washed my lid. I got a couple other mitts. So we're in business. We are in business. All right. Hopefully that rocket stove doesn't. Oh, but the rocket stove is lit. Rocket stove is back. Good thing we had enough coals to keep that thing going. It's a good thing. Good thing we had enough coals to keep that thing going. All right. So I'm going to give this rocket stove one more turn with the meat, and then I'm gonna put the lid on. But I just cleaned the lid because the lid fell. Let me put this in a better place. The lid fell. All right, let's see. We gotta check on the wood inside this other stove right here. Now that hardwood is burning real good. All right. I might stick another piece of hardwood in there just to keep that going. And look at this. That thing is going. Look at that. But we're gonna keep that door closed so that all that flame goes up there. It's burning real good. Only thing is, it just eats up that wood super quick, real fast. Okay, so let's check on this. Check on this meat up here. Meat's doing good. I like that mix of like a little bit of sausage in there with the, whether you do ground beef or ground turkey. A lot of people are really against the ground turkey, whatever. To me, the ground turkey, the ground beef, it tastes real similar in the meal. I'm not making a big deal about it. And it's a little bit more cost efficient right now. So I went there, I was like looking for the pack of ground beef, and it was like at least twice as expensive as the ground turkey. So whatever. People, I don't think if I gave you this in a meal and gave it to you in with the baked ziti and the sauce and the cheese and on the pasta and all that, I don't think you would know the difference. Anyways, that's just my thoughts. Let's cover this up. Try to retain some of that heat in there. We're gonna switch to utensil now because we were using that with raw meat. We got to turn this pasta right here. Make sure we're not getting sticking in there. So I gotta close this box up. Hey, let me know. Are y'all somebody that puts oil in your pasta water? I do salt. I think salt is the best way. It probably is. It should be the only way, but for some reason, people still like putting oil in their pasta water. I think I did that before I started knowing any better. Look at all that flame coming out the box right there, or the part where you stick all the wood in. That's a lot of flame. Because I can't get it fully closed. That's why it's coming out of there like that. But that thing is definitely operating like a rocket stove right now. Y'all see that? Make sure y'all get a good angle on that. Y'all got that good angle? Y'all see it? Yeah, y'all see that? Whoo! Like I said, the only thing is just it eats up the wood real fast. So I'm gonna have to keep that fire going. All right, let's open that up. Open that box up and see what we can add. See what that wood is looking like in there. Look at that, flame on. Ooh. I'll let the wood do what it needs to do before I stick more in there. We still got time. Okay. Now, what we're gonna turn the meat with is we got a regular cooking spoon. All right. We got a metal regular cooking spoon. That's good. So we're not using a wooden one no more. Yeah, we're doing good in there. Like I said, because of the way I had this rocket stove sitting on here, it's a rock sitting under this pan. I don't want this that rock moving, because if rock moves, this pan moves, and this pan's gonna fall on the ground. And I don't want that to happen. So I'm gonna call that a design flaw for this rocket stove, man, because ooh, I don't want the flames licking up and setting my oven mitt on fire. There's a lot of flame coming from under there. I keep away from that flame. But I just want to keep this pan and this rocket stove stable while I turn this meat right here. It's doing good. If y'all want a close-up, let me know. I'll give y'all the close-up. But it's cooking. We definitely got to go back on with that lid. But we got enough steam and moisture in here that we're not, because even though it's burning, it's super hot, it's not burning the meat in there right now. So we keep that lid on there. That lid is keeping a lot of moisture in there. So we're going to keep doing that until that meat is done. Because I still see some pink pieces in there. Once I don't see no more pink pieces, off with the lid, and we're going to try to burn out some of that moisture. And I like to get a little bit of a searing, get a little bit of searing on some of that meat. Not too much. But if we need to, we just drain the pan. If we want to get rid of that moisture. So let's tip it over, drain the pan, and then I'll wait for the pasta to get done. And everything's going in that big pan right there of the pasta. I'm drain the pasta, hit it with the meat, sauce, mix everything up, and then we start laying our pan with the cheese and everything. And we're gonna do this properly. All right, so let's do this pasta again. I gotta make sure I got my strainer for my pasta, because as soon as this pasta's ready, it's gotta come out. We don't want overcooked pasta. At least I don't. I can tell by looking, it's not ready yet. But once it starts getting close, I taste it. Take a piece out, taste it. I'm looking for that al dente. I don't want undercooked, but I don't want overcooked pasta. If anything, I can go a little bit under, because it'll cook a little bit more once the sauce and everything goes in there. It'll cook a little bit more. So if you got to err on the side of caution, err on the side of a little bit undercooked. Not trying to tell you what to do, but that's what I would do. Just saying. All right. Let's see what we're talking about. I'm not talking about anything, but everything's cooking. It's going. It's going. Just cooking outside. Beautiful day here in New Jersey. Immaculate day. The sun's just going down, starting to set. Day's not too hot. It was that sun was beaming earlier. It started to be feel like a scorching 90, 100 degree day if you were standing in that sun. Okay. Just went and got my pasta strainer. So we're gonna strain that pasta, and then pasta's going right back in the pan. All right. Pasta's looking good. All right, we still got a nice boil on there. We got that hardwood in there, and right now I'm gonna start opening up some of these this can of sauce, because if I strain the pasta, I don't like to put the pasta straight back in the pan that's still super hot, because the pasta is just going to stick to the bottom of the steel pan. So I'd rather have the sauce ready. All right, so strain the pasta, and while the pasta's dripping, hit it with the pan with the sauce, and then go in with the pasta, because I don't want the pasta sitting on a hot steel pan. It's going to get hard, it's going to get dry on the bottom, and I don't want those hard, dry pieces not in my meal. You do that if that's what you want to do. I don't want to do that, not for my big Ziti. So I'm doing crushed tomatoes. So I got a can of tomatoes here. All my tomatoes are not ripe in the garden yet, so I'm not gonna act like I'm out here taking the fresh tomatoes and making tomato sauce with it. Not right now. I will, but you gotta cook it. So that's not for today. I'm not using all fresh ingredients. You know, fresh tomatoes. I got some fresh tomatoes in the house. Don't get me wrong, but just the process of making tomato sauce, it's not quick. So that's not what we're gonna do today. All right, let's check this pasta. Come on now, let's check it. Oh, my lid fell. All right, we're gonna taste one. Pasta's perfect right now. Perfect. All right. Now how we gonna do this? What I want to put this strainer on and put this strainer on this piece of wood back here. I think that'll work. That piece of wood right here, that massive round I got back here behind this rocket stove, should be stable enough. Okay. Just poured the pasta out the pan right here. Y'all see that? Y'all see that steam back there? Okay. Now we're gonna hit that pan with the sauce. Boom, sauce going in. Hit it with the sauce first. And then we're gonna hit it with the pasta. I gotta wash that lid. Boom. Okay. All right. Let's get this out the way. Now I gotta wash that lid. But I'm good right now, so far. Gotta check on the meat. All right. Where's my my spoon right there. Let's check on the sausage and turkey right here. See how this is doing. Oh, this is good. Beautiful. Now really, I can start taking some of this stuff out and going directly from this pan into this pan. All right, so I don't need to put that lid back on it right now. If anything, it just needs to be drained. But yeah, this looks good. This looks beautiful. Okay. All right, so are we gonna attempt to drain this pan and hopefully not spill anything? Let's give it a shot. Hopefully we don't get any spillage. This is a heavy pan, man. I do not like having to lift this pan up. All right, let's see if we can do it. Come on. Let's drain. Almost there. Okay, good. All right, you see that rock on there? That rock is black. The rock stayed. I'm surprised that rock just stayed like that. All right, so this pan is done. I don't need to cook anymore with this pan. If I could just make some room over here. All right, so now I need to get my spoon. I'm gonna use the ladle. I got the ladle over here. Let's get this ladle. And we're gonna go inside. Should we do it like that? That's not efficient. I don't know if this side is gonna support this heavy pan. This is just not efficient right now. Doing it this way. Let's see. If I can sit this, I'll sit on the bottom. Let's see. Gotta multitask. We got too much heat coming under this right here. We gotta move this. Gotta get it going. We gotta move this along. Now, luckily, the pasta's not touching the bottom of the pan. It's just the sauce. I'm not worried about the sauce burning too much right now. All right. We got enough meat in there. We can put some more meat in there. We're definitely gonna have some left over though. I think that should be good right now. Need somewhere to put this hot pan. Okay, let's come around here. Let's move this stuff out the way. Okay. Our leftovers right there. Now let's close this damper, and we're done with the rocket stove. All right. Now let's mix all this stuff up right here. Get everything nice and saucy. Now, y'all like heavy on the sauce or not too heavy on the sauce if you're doing baked ziti? I don't like too much sauce, but I definitely need the sauce enough to get that flavor. I think I'm gonna use another can. I brought out a small can just in case. So I'm gonna open up another small can of crushed tomatoes here, and we're gonna go in with another can right here. All right. Oh. Another can of crushed. And when I'm doing baked ziti, I always use crushed tomatoes. You know, I could have got just flat tomato sauce and then maybe bought some diced tomatoes or diced the tomatoes I have in the house. But I think crushed is that middle ground. All right, let's go in with some more crushed right here. This is a smaller can than the last one. Okay. Yeah, we got too much heat coming from under here, so we need to hurry up and then take this off of the flame here. Get ready to close that damper. We don't need much heat because we're gonna use the rest of this, that hot wood and coals right there, and I'm gonna put it inside this traditional grill right here, this like charcoal type grill, and we're just gonna dump that in there and melt the cheese with this. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, so I mean, we can stand and put some more meat in there, actually. Let's see. All right. See what else we can get. Come on now. You want a nice ratio in there. Now we got to taste this to see if we need any other ingredients in there. I'll show y'all what it's looking like right now. So this how we looking right now. All right, we ain't hit it with the cheese or nothing, but we got the pasta and the meat and everything done. Everything looks good. All right, everything's going smooth right now. All right, just close the damper up so we're not, shut down some of that heat. Now we're gonna start layering. I got my big pasta, my big pan right here, and we're gonna dump the wood from in that one to in here. think I should move this grill a little bit closer. Move this one a little bit closer for what I need it for. I haven't used this grill in years, but we're gonna use it today. All right, you still see some old charcoal in there. Now, if I can disconnect this, like I imagine I want to do, I want to dump that hot water in there after I'm done layering the pasta and stuff. All right, so I want to do this, layer this pasta. We're gonna hit it with the cheese and stuff, and then we're gonna throw that wood in there, those coals, and then finish this off and melt that cheese. All right, so let's start layering this up. And we're gonna use this as a bit of a platform now. So let's start layering this a little bit. Not like too many layers. I'm not making lasagna, but if I got a decent amount, I like to put a nice layer of baked ziti, hit it with the cheese, and then top it with more baked ziti, and then hit it with the cheese again. So if I can do about half, and if it warrants a layer of cheese, and see how much yeah, we got a decent amount in there. That's about half. That's about half. Yeah, this warrants some cheese right there. Okay, so we're gonna hit it with the cheese right now. That's how I'm doing it. What kind of cheese? We're gonna do some New York extra sharp cheddar, and then I got a blend of mozzarella, provolone, and Parmesan and Romano cheese. It's like a blend right here. So let's hit it with the blend first, and then I'm gonna grate that cheddar cheese. All right, I'm not gonna go too crazy in the middle, but we want a decent amount. So it's nice and cheesy though. I'm not gonna lose my mind with this cheese, but we're gonna get a decent amount. All right, now let's hit it with the cheddar. Grate some cheddar on there. Got my cheese grater. Getting it done. Get her done. All right, that's cool. All right, that's enough for in the middle. Now we're gonna top this off right here with the rest of that ziti. Okay, let's do that. Let's do it. Let's see if we can kind of pour this. On the wood burning stove, you feel me? Cooking for free, outside, enjoying nature, cooking for the family. My kids don't have a clue I'm out here cooking. They got a decent dinner coming to them. All right. Okay, nice. Let's check on the wood though. All right, so it's just coals in there. I don't need a full flame. I'm just gonna be melting cheese. So that's good. Y'all see them coals in there? That's good. That's all I need. All right, so we're done with this. Let's get this up out the way. All right. Now we're going with the, right now we're going with the cheddar first. Because I like to top it with the one with the mozzarella and stuff, hit it on top. And if I can get some browning on there, I'll get it till I get a little bit of browning. But we're going to hit it with the cheddar first now. Kids gonna love this. Yeah, my babies love daddy baked ziti. And they're really picky. My kids are picky. They're young. You know, I got a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old. They're picky, but they will eat some of daddy's baked ziti though. All right, that's enough cheddar. Now let's hit it with the mozzarella parmesan romano provolone mix right here to finish that off. Yep. And we're gonna put them coals in here, right in the bottom. I'm gonna take this off, remove the grate, dump that wood in there, and then I want to hit it with maybe a little bit of foil, because I'm not cooking with wood that, I'm not sure about the flavor that wood is going to give it if I just dump this in there. So I'm gonna hit it with I'm gonna top this with foil, and then contemplate whether I want to brown the cheese on there. But I just really want the cheese melted. What y'all think? Let me get a little bit in this corner right here. Get that corner right. Get them corners right. Because the first pieces somebody go to reach for, they go to hit that corner. They want that corner piece to come out nice and cheesy, looking like, oh, that looks amazing. That's gonna be so good. Yeah. All right. Done with the cheese. So, because like I said, I'm cooking with, it's like random hardwoods. I know we got some red oak, but I got some random hardwoods in there, so we're gonna hit this with the foil so we don't kind of really absorb any flavor that I'm not sure what it's gonna taste like. So I'm gonna hit it with the foil to at least hit our intended purpose of melting the cheese. But I don't know if I want to absorb the flavor of that hardwood in there. But let's get this covered, and we want to melt that cheese. So let's get this out the way and see if we can disconnect that pipe and then dump that hardwood in there. All right, where we gonna put this? Let's go on top of this right here. All right, hopefully this goes as intended. Hopefully, because I know that smokestack is hot. I know it is. Well, we're gonna see if we can handle it and get this off so that we can. Come on now, get off of there. Ooh, this is hot. Where I want to put this? Let's see if we can put the top of some unseasoned wet wood right there. Not necessarily worried about that, about the catch right now. And let me make sure y'all can see what I'm about to do. All right, we're about to go inside. We're going to take this grate off and then dump that hardwood in there so we can melt this. It was all coals. Now this thing done lit up. Oh, come on now. All right. Not ideal, but I'm gonna do it. This is not ideal. Ooh, come on now. All right. Whew. I don't think I need more than that. I think that'll do. I think that'll work. Let's spread that out. See if I can put that out. I just want some coals in there. I don't want the flame. There. Let's see if that flame stays out, hopefully. All right, so let's put this grate on here. Come on now. Put that grate on there. Now let's hit it with the baked ziti. Come on now. We just want to melt this cheese right here. There we go. Let's get that cheese melted so we can get that finished product, you know, and close that. There we go. What y'all think? Would you do it like that? I'm cooking with all free wood, man. Doing the best, doing what I got, doing the best I can. All right, now would be a good time for some fresh basil. Looks good. All right, looks like a 10 out of 10. Appreciate you, Specular Richie, man. What's going on? Looking good, bro. Thank you, appreciate it. All right, I'm going to get one of them, a hot tent stoves to heat something. All right, let's see. I'm going to get, all right, pull behind the camper. Okay. Do you think it will work out for a camper? I think so. If you get it outfitted, man, if you get the holes put in there, I mean, I wouldn't go cheap on the stove tent. I would get one that definitely has good reviews, and it doesn't have reviews that people say that it leaks, because you don't want that backflow into your camper. All right, close the lid and vents. Yep, I did that. That's before I even saw you say that. I definitely intended. All right, it's hot already, so we just working off coals and trying to keep that heat trapped in there, and all we want to do is just melt that cheese.
You want fresh basil or no?
I mean, I'll put some on there. The wife's trying to offer me some fresh basil. All right.
Wash some fresh.
All right, she washed some fresh basil. All right, because most of the fresh basil we have is all the way in the backyard, all the way in the back. But we got some. She just went and got me some fresh basil. So maybe we'll throw the fresh basil on top of the baked ziti, on top of the cheese when it's all said and done. So we grow a few different types of basil. So the wife just went and got me some fresh basil. She just washed this. So we got some basil here. We grow purple basil, green basil. All right. So y'all see the fresh basil right there. We definitely have some. All right. I just didn't want to have to go to the far back of the yard to go get some fresh basil. So I can show y'all, like, it's a walk back there. It's a nice walk to go get it. And last time I did that, my Wi-Fi on this live started to go out. So that wasn't good. But we'll use it. So it worked out, man. It's not ideal to be doing it this way, but I'm cooking with free wood, and yeah, we got it all done with free wood. Made some baked ziti, making baked ziti on an outdoor wood burning stove, man. That's what I'm talking about. Being resourceful. I don't know, how many people hear baked ziti and think of cooking outside on a tent stove, making baked ziti on a tent stove, and then just throwing it in a box like this to just melt the cheese. Now I do have a wood burning stove that's like an oven. I do have the oven. I have it. It's actually right here. It's like a few feet away, but the wood burning oven cannot fit that size pan inside there. So it was mainly meant for a pizza pan. Now I done did a few videos with that wood burning oven. Now it's cool. It does its job, but it doesn't have the flue like this tent stove has. It doesn't have the same type of long flue, and it can't fit big pans like the one I just put inside here. So I'm gonna give this a few minutes and then check on it, because I don't want this burning up the pasta on the bottom. So I don't really want this like cooking. I just want to melt the cheese, and the cheese should melt pretty fast. The food was still hot, so it shouldn't take long. And it's gonna slap it with the fresh basil right on top. Bring it inside, show y'all, and then bring it in the house and get busy. Start going to work on that. All right. just to keep this safe, because most of the wood is out, but this is still hot. I don't want any embers flying out. I'm gonna put that smokestack back on there with the spark arrestor until that tent stove gets fully cooled down. So let's put this back on here. Yeah, let's leave that like that. Plus, it's how it's supposed to look, right? Okay. I'll show y'all real fast, man, since I got like another minute or so, and then I'm gonna check that cheese. But I'll show y'all. I would have had to walk all the way back there. So I got plenty of stuff growing right here, right? But I would have had to walk all the way back there to go get the fresh basil, where all the tomatoes and peppers, a bunch of that stuff is growing. I would have had to take that long trek all the way back there to go get the fresh basil, and I don't think anybody wanted to sit there and wait for that. All right, I don't have no basil in this one. I got some rosemary and stuff though, but no basil. Okay, so yeah, we got the cleanup right here. But yeah, we got the meat was done. Still got a little bit of leftovers. I might throw that in something else. Throw that in a wrap or something, a tortilla in the morning. Who knows? All right. Let's open this up and check, see if that cheese is melted. See how melty that cheese looks. Oh, sexy, right? Look at that. We're gonna give it another few minutes because I want that melting just a little bit more. But you see it. You see what's going on in there. Y'all see what's going on. That's what we doing. Yeah. Y'all see what's going on. Backyard lumberjack. We doing it right. Let's close that back up. Let's get that a little bit more melty. Close that vent back up. Yeah. Okay. And y'all gotta pick this stack up, right? So I was back here moving these stacks with the forklift. Had the forklift, my stack fell over. All right. This one was leaning a little bit. The yard is not even. My damn stack fell over. So I gotta pick this up, restack it. All right. Got the other one stacked right there like that, But yeah, I gotta hand pick up all these. Come out here maybe in the morning, pick them all up by hand, restack them all, and then probably go over there and restack them next to on them pallets right there. So I'm gonna stack them right there. All right, watch it now. You cooking with wood? Yeah. I mean, it was raining earlier, so I definitely know. We gotta watch out with dry wood and sparks and such like that. But yeah, all this wood is still like super wet because it was raining this morning, or just a little while ago. It stopped raining around 2 p.m. So all this wood is super wet. And then what I usually do, because I got my hose right here. You see the hose and my garden right here. So I usually hose everything down. So I always keep a hose that's ready and on. So if I need to spray something down, I spray it all down. But usually, if wherever I'm going to be cooking at, if it's going to be stuff that's flammable nearby, I spray it all down before and after. All right, because we don't want any issues. But yeah, just waiting for the rest of that cheese to finish melting. And we'll hit it with that fresh basil. So we got a few more minutes, man. But let me know, like, what would you do different? If y'all make baked ziti, let me know, like, what different ingredients y'all use. What would y'all do different? I'm open to suggestions. I'll definitely come out here. Maybe come out here and make some shrimp scampi next. I don't know. I make all types of stuff inside, but I'm getting more used to cooking more stuff on the side stove and just trying to like stuff that needs to go in an oven, especially into like bigger pans. How am I going to make that work and make it cook like an oven? All right, it's a grill. It cooks like an oven, and I can just throw the wood in there. But I just going to know that some of the stuff might absorb some of that wood flavor, and if I don't want that wood flavor in it, I'm like, whatever. But right now, I'm definitely getting barbecue smell, barbecue vibes. But there's uh, remnants of charcoal from the last time I cooked, so it's probably like getting to that charcoal. It smells like a regular charcoal grill right now. Well, yeah, our that cheese was looking good. We're gonna hit it with this fresh basil. So as soon as I take that foil off, blow, fresh basil, and then bring it in the house to the wife and kids, man. I'm sure y'all, and then we're done. We're gonna go in the house and eat. Okay. My son gonna jump all over this. My boy love everything I cook. He's like, what you cooking, Dad? I want some. I want some. He don't even know what it is. He didn't even see it. He don't know what it is, but he know he wants something. Yep, that's what we doing. All right. I th- we don't need too much more. I think we good. I think we good. What y'all think? Let me make sure we ain't got no comments before I go in here last time. Uh, take the lid off. Do you? Let's see. Uh, I would love to be there, bro. Okay, yeah. Sonny Dixon, man. Do you like fried green tomatoes? Have you been getting tomatoes? I got some. I my tomatoes out a little bit late. I got a ton of tomatoes, but I haven't really got any tomatoes yet. But I have so many tomatoes. I'm gonna have so much that I'm gonna have to can a bunch of it. So, uh, I mean, I got a couple like cherry tomatoes. That was it. But the bigger tomatoes, like I'm getting a ton of flowers, but the tomatoes haven't fully formed yet. Take lid off. All right, watch it now. You cooking what I say? Free heat works just as good as heat that you have to for sure. It's free energy, man. It's free energy. Cost of everything is going up. I'm bringing my costs down. All right, let's do it. Oh, look at that. That's amazing. That looks amazing. Uh-huh. Hit it with some of that fresh basil, you know. I'm not a gourmet chef, but should make it look a little pretty, a little bit. Make it look a little like something. I want that. I want that first corner piece, corner pocket. Hit me. Put some of them purple pieces of basil in there. We got Thai basil, purple basil. We got a few different types of basil we growing this year. I do a bunch. All right, we good to go, man. We good to go. Okay, let's get the close up because we're done. We're done. Y'all see it's hot under there, but we're done. All right, our baked ziti is finished. Topped it with some fresh basil, and we're going in the house and we ready to eat. This thing is done. Done. All right, y'all see it. See the cheese all melting to the thing. Y'all see it right there? Cheese still melty to the foil. Yeah, we're good. Some fresh baked ziti. That's what I'm talking about. All right, backyard lumberjack, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Let me know, would you cook your baked ziti like this? We went from the the tent stove. We cooked on the tent stove. We boiled our pasta on the tent stove. We cooked our meat on the rocket stove right there, and then we melted our cheese in here, and we dumped the wood from the tent stove into the regular the Weber type grill. I don't know which brand this is, Chef something. I don't know, but we dumped our wood that was in the tent stove right into our grill right here just to melt the cheese. And I got to get up out of here because it's starting to get hot. Oh, flame on. All right, I'll see you on the next.